Okay, are you ready?
I'm
All
ready.
right. This is the Board of Public Works meeting, Monday, June 1st, 2026. We're at the DPW Media Room, 965 Plain Street. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. It's now 6:04. We have action items. Discussion and vote large island irrigation at Brant Rock. Willow Street Bridge grant extension and funding acceptance. Number 3, contracts 2026-63, MS4 stormwater field work assistant. 4, superintendent authority to file. 5 is review letter to ZBA and planning regarding Brant Rock Pavilion project. We're just starting, Bobby. We're just reading the agenda. So
Okay.
You're not. Number 6, contract 2026-61 universal and electronic waste recycling. Number 7 is RPA and PRP update contract. And we have a discussion meeting with Scott Dixon, Brant Rock Island. We have, number 2 is the audit. 3 is traffic lights at Plain and School Street. Number 4 is town meeting articles. We're going to vote to accept the minutes of 04/13/26, open meeting minutes. We have a superintendent's report, and our next meeting is to be determined. Do I have a second?
So the next meeting we can actually talk about? The next meeting would probably be before town meeting, which is June 15th.
Okay, the next meeting of the Board of Public Works will be June 15th at the Marshfield High School. That's correct, Will?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So, the discussion of voting at island irrigation at Brant Rock, and that's an action item. We also have a discussion with Scott Dixon, Brant Rock Island. So, I'm asking my 2 board members, do you want to combine that so that we get,
I think so.
yeah, so we're going to
I'd
combine.
rather hear from Scott before we vote.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I agree with you.
Okay, so can you come up, Scott, so we can hear you?
Sure.
Here's some information. Here's some information.
Thank you.
Here's some information, Bobby, on the emails back and forth. May I read to Scott?
Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Sure. Thank you. From Anne Marie and,
Do we have anything on the irrigation, or we're just, is that part of the discussion?
As part of the discussion.
that's part of,
Okay.
yeah, that's a discussion and vote. Remember we had a vote for the vets?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
that's why.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if Ken had
Yeah.
anything on the irrigation.
So I'm here tonight.
Just your name and
Yeah.
address, please.
Scott Dixon, 82 Ocean Street. I'm here tonight representing the original Brant Rock Village Association. And we're seeking the approval of the Board of Public Works to install irrigation on the Bullnose Island on the south end of the Esplanade.
The part we just put in.
I'm sorry?
Just the part we just put in.
Yes,
Where it looks like dirt right now?
it looks like dirt. We've had it scraped. A little bit of history, if I may. So last summer, we worked with Ken Ryan and the Department of Public Works, and they extended water out to the Bullnose. There was some confusion over who was to install the backflow. We're working with Eric Vasey, who's doing this work on behalf of the Brant Rock neighborhood, providing all his labor at no charge. We're buying the actual pieces and parts of the irrigation, but he's providing his labor at no parts, which is very generous of him.
That's very nice.
It was Eric's understanding that the town usually installed backflows, and so we were waiting for the town. We later learned through Ken, but at this point it was like late August, early September, that it's our responsibility to install the backflow. So I don't know what a backflow is. I wouldn't know it if it hit me in the face, but apparently it's a very important item.
Well, the backflow is
Protects our structure.
a plumbing device
Yeah.
put on at the beginning of a facility or a device or a piece of equipment. And John is the plumber, he knows more than probably the rest of us.
Right.
But if there's a fire and there was a lot of draw,
Correct.
right, it would actually draw it out of everyone's house and system, make the meter go backwards and suck everything out. So if it was in a dentist's office and it was hooked to someone's mouth, it would draw that back. If it was someone who was getting embalmed, it would draw that back in. So,
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's a problem.
so those are the two big cases that you don't want to have it go back into your drinking water. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, you don't want, that's why there's air gaps. So you can't do that. That's, for a lot of devices.
Okay.
So that's a backfill.
Okay, so,
And in the case with this is if it's an irrigation system and there's fertilizer or pesticides in there, it will pull all that back into the water supply
Right,
too.
right.
So that's why it's important.
we don't want that to happen. So Eric installed the backflow.
Well, he's not a licensed plumber, so he can't do that.
I understand that, but he's already done it.
It's a $5,000 fine. You want to pay for it? You cannot install without a licensed plumber and inspected by him.
Well, I understand that. Now I understand that. So we have Jeff Hubbard
Okay?
is coming to, he's going to pull a permit, because you need a licensed plumber to pull a permit.
Correct.
I've talked with Andrew Stewart and went through his system. So Jeff Hubbard is going to pull the plumbing permit and go out and make sure that the work is done correctly. And then apparently that plumbing permit will trigger Aldo to come and do the final inspection.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So now, let's get back to the large island, this big island, because the information from our staff is the only island that was adopted is a small island.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. So I've been back and forth with Anne Marie.
Well, we have the, right here. Lisa Kelly
Yep,
applied to adopt a small portion of the island at the newly formed section of the Esplanade near the Rotary. There was never intent or understanding that the large island was part of this adoption request. The sign was made correctly as requested by Ms. Kelly, so there's no correction to be made. Thank you in advance, Anne Marie Sacchetti, Town of Marshfield, DPW.
right. So Lisa's the head of our gardening committee for the original Brant Rock Village Association, and we asked her to submit an application to the town to adopt the island. When we're describing the bullnose, we're describing both of these components here, because it's really one island in our minds. It's just divided by a walkway, one of the new pedestrian walkways that was installed. So they actually, when the town came down and put down the sign, the Adopt an Island sign, they put it in the smaller island because the town was working on digging there was like a 6 or 7 foot hole dug in there to connect to the water system. So we put the sign here, but the sign, it's our intention to adopt both of these islands, irrigate them and sod them.
Yeah, right. But you haven't adopted the large island, so I'll bring it to Kenny. What would need to be done, Kenny?
Well, first, because this is more than just our typical Adopt an Island program. You know, our Adopt an Island program is typically like at the intersections of roads, it's minor things. When we have bigger ones that have like irrigation, similar to we did at the end of Plymouth Avenue, it's kind of beyond the scope of our existing thing. So we like people to come in and talk to the board so that everybody's on the same page with exactly what's done. So we can amend the existing Adopt an Island program that Lisa Kelly did to make it clear that it includes all of it. But again, our interpretation was it was just the part on the other side of the sidewalk. So we can expand that with the board's permission.
Yeah, we could do that. Now, will the form hold the town harmless for this work you're doing? The contractor, there's quite a bit of work. And the sign itself in the large item, island would, in my opinion, need the input from the safety officer for the sight of view. Are you blocking any type of traffic or whatever?
You mean at the entrance, excuse me, the entrance to the, you're talking about the entrance to the Esplanade?
No.
No,
That's-
this is
that
the
part?
bullnose.
No, the one
Okay,
way-
the other one.
Yeah, way
Okay.
down. So
Yeah.
if the sign goes in, the small island where the sign was, it's not a problem. But if you put it in there with the safety officer, it needs to be informed and,
I hear you. I would suggest that we don't want two signs.
Yeah.
you don't have two signs, you have one.
Right, but I would like to officially adopt this island, but I don't think we need two adopt an island signs.
No, we don't.
Each of
I
us.
I'm
think
not
the-
suggesting you.
Okay, then I would leave the sign in the smaller area if it's safer, so there'd be no safety issue there.
All right.
Okay,
If you want to do that, that's fine. So
Yeah.
that sign that's there now will be the permanent sign in the small island, but it will include the large island.
exactly, that's what I'd like to do, John.
That's
So what I can do is I can talk to Anne Marie and have her reach out to Lisa Kelly and get her to amend the existing Adopt an Island that she already has the paperwork for.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have that here, and Anne Marie is correct, it's not clear necessarily, the geographic boundaries. Our intent was for it to include both, but I can see how Anne Marie was not clear on that.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What about the entrance to the Esplanade? Who takes, I mean, it looks beautiful, but who takes care of that?
We do.
Okay,
It's the same group, and I know you say this island is big, that island is much bigger.
Oh, yeah, it
And
is.
that island is an approved, I have that one here as well. That island was approved in 2021 to be adopted by,
Yeah, you've done a nice job.
and, you know,
Okay,
we
so
pay
that
to
was
have-
already done.
We pay to have it
Yes.
mowed. I do the fertilizing. Eric Vasey has installed the irrigation system many years ago, long before my time. And we plant flowers out there.
yeah, it looks nice, always looks nice.
Thank you.
New tree?
New tree, the tree was donated not by us. I know I got a comment from somebody, I think it was Andrew Stewart, saying, you can't be going around planting trees without permission. I didn't plant the tree was planted by a neighbor who had there's always been a tree there, we call it the Christmas tree in that big box. Lately, it's looked like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, it hasn't held up very well. This is an eastern red cedar tree, which is native to the area and should do better, and it was donated by Kathy Vaughn.
How big is it gonna get?
25 feet, maybe.
Okay, so there's no safety issue around that because,
I don't think so.
I
In
mean,
terms
there's
of
no,
visibility,
traffic isn't crossing in
no,
there.
it's kind of way down. It's not right around the end, it's way
Yeah.
down. And we can always keep the trim. We've just had trouble getting anything to grow very well
Mm-hmm.
there because of the wind.
Is it gonna have lights?
It'll only have lights during the Christmas season. They put lights on it.
Rockefeller Center, Marshfield.
For the last 5 or 6 years, they've lit it up and they have a Christmas celebration out there for the kids. They serve
Yeah.
cocoa and coffee and maybe something stiffer for the adults. And they do caroling and that kind of thing.
Probably coffee.
Huh?
Probably coffee.
Coffee, I'm sure it's coffee.
Irish coffee. Irish coffee.
Irish coffee.
Whatever.
Okay, so, in speaking with my board members, the water meter, the water meter, my suggestion is that we don't have a water meter, that you don't have to pay for the water. But that would be up
Thank you.
to the board.
Yeah.
Would you go along with that?
No. I think we should have a water meter because we have to account for all water that's being used in the town.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have to charge for it, but we have to account for it as part of
Yeah.
the overall accounting system.
Sound system.
So I would agree with John that put the water meter in, but as in the other part, we don't charge you for that either.
Okay.
So both islands, entrance and the new part is a gift from the people of Marshfield.
Thank you. Thank you.
I agree with that.
So Kenny, can you have the water meter installed?
Yes,
Who installs that?
that would be our people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're back to, we've taken care of the adopted island, you're with that. And now we have a vote on the irrigation, because we have to vote on that to allow the irrigation. So if you want me to make a motion, because we did that for the vets.
So I'll make, before we vote on anything,
Go ahead, discussion. Go ahead.
a discussion, Eric Basley called me a week ago, said
Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it was just before the holiday. They put the tree in. He wanted to get the town's permission to turn the water on because of the tree.
Yeah.
So he was unable to get a hold of staff because it was late in the afternoon on Friday on holiday weekend, and town offices closed at noontime. So I did get a hold of the water person on board that day, and through the police department, because that's who he had called me back. Then I notified the superintendent, the water supervisor, Jimmy Kent, and the person on call that I authorized them to turn it on, but notified everybody that they were going to do this to protect it, to make sure that the tree had water. He was going to do it on a Saturday. This was on Friday. So I'm just letting the board know that, and I know that you agree with me, in cooperation with the Brant Rock Village Association and others, we turned the water on to help them out.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it.
So, yeah, and
Good work,
so
Bob.
as far as the irrigation, I'll make the motion that we install meters and both, just like we do on the other portion, on this new portion, and that we account for the water, but we will not send a bill, and it's considered a gift from the town of Marshfield to the Brant Rock Village Association.
Are you also making part of that motion is to
You
allow?
can add to it,
And also to allow the irrigation?
and allow the irrigation.
Okay. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I think that the Brant Rock Village Association and Eric Murphy has been doing a wonderful job down there.
Yep.
You know, just make sure we got a rowboat down there when we need it.
Canoe's always ready.
So, you know, I've been on this board
21.
longer than John.
No,
Not much
I
longer.
attended 9 years of meetings.
Yeah.
I was there when you weren't there.
So what we had the big green dot as you come in. For one of the first things we did, I worked with Eric Murphy to see if we can get town money to put the entrance piece in, get rid of the green dot, make it a nice place.
What was the green dot?
The green dot was the entrance of the Esplanade.
Okay, before the lawn area.
Before we lawn, and basically for years, we couldn't get any money to get the southern part down.
Right.
But we finally, being persistent amongst, not just me, but others, and John and other board members, basically trying to make Brant Rock a nice place to live.
And we appreciate it. And I know there's been a lot of controversy about the Rotary, but I gotta tell you, I spent a lot of time down there. The DPW did overseed the grass of the bullnose area last year. Unfortunately, there was no water,
Oh, yeah.
so the grass didn't grow. I was down there every other day with a hose that I hooked up to Paul Kaufman's house, ran it across the street. But I can tell you from being down there a lot this summer, that the Rotary has effectively slowed traffic down. It hasn't clogged things up. People move through it. I know it's a change and it's hard to adjust to, but it's much safer for pedestrians and bicyclists to navigate through that south end of the island. So
That's great.
You've done good
A
work.
lot of us have been around for a long time. I've only been here 70-plus years.
I'm hoping that they're gonna make it look great.
Name.
Eric Murphy, Ocean Street, Village Association's gonna make it look great, and I'm hoping by the way they make it look great, it will bring forward a motion for the part 3 of the phase 3 of the Esplanade. And
Yeah.
finally, after almost 30 years, we can maybe get this wrapped up and make it look nice for the neighborhood and get a little tax income from us. So
So,
better we make this look we get a new incoming chairman or of the board, and we can maybe work out something. So I think
so where are we putting the dinghy landing?
we have to have a dock and an anchor, and that's where it's
Somewhere in the middle between the two islands, right?
It'll be slip fees. You have to rise and tide with the tide.
Well, Scott, I think you're all set.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you,
appreciate your
Scott.
help.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for doing that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay. All right, so now we're at the Willow Street Bridge Grant Extension and Funding Acceptance. That would be Kenny.
Yes, sir. So, I think the board is aware that we've been working on the design and permitting for reconstruction of the Willow Street Bridge. We basically have been running out of money on it, so we spoke to the state and went back to the state and had some real good conversations with the state, and that we actually requested from them that we get additional grant funding from them. Reasons being that there were additional environmental justice permitting requirements that were required that we didn't anticipate when we started it, so the consultant said that was going to cost us more. We had to do those land takings and easements, which kind of slowed the project down. Obviously, we had staffing changes within the DPW. The DOT updated their bridge manual requirements, so we were actually in the design and had to go back and recheck the design for new requirements. So as a result of this, we're seeking additional funding of $84,000, and we're seeking to extend the design schedule for another 85 days to get us till the end of September. So the state has been good on that. They would just like us to sign. So I'm seeking authorization from the board to be a signatory on behalf of the DPW to submit this documentation to them.
So are they giving us a grant for $84,000?
Yes.
They're adding to
They're
what we
adding
already
to
had.
That's cool.
How often does that happen?
Not often enough.
Okay.
That's very good.
Do we have to vote to give you permission, or what was that?
I believe you should, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll make the motion
Go ahead. Yep.
to authorize the superintendent to sign for the Public Works, and any kind of agreement between the DOT and the town regarding highway work. It's a generic one.
Yeah.
So basically, moving forward, you can sign for all of us.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There we go,
Yep.
Ken.
Awesome.
Tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to accept money, right?
Yeah,
Right.
free money. Ooh.
Okay.
We have contract 2026-63-MS4, stormwater fieldwork assistance. Mr. Superintendent.
Yeah, so as we've talked about in multiple meetings, we have a municipal separate storm sewer system, our MS4 permit, that is an EPA permit that governs our stormwater discharges. So part of that is doing sampling with this illicit discharge detection and elimination. So we've done sampling in the past, but we need to do more sampling, and unfortunately we are short-staffed with 2 engineering positions open right now. And as such, we're reaching out to a consultant, and we got a consultant to give us a quote and a contract to do field work for us, because we just don't have the bodies to do it at this point in time. This was from Time Bond, who we've worked with recently, and they've done a really nice job for us. And we would take the money out of our existing NPDES Best Management Practices Fund that we have. So this was, what did we say the value of this contract was? $13,500.
Okay, and exempted, it is exempt from procurement.
Yes, it is, because it is engineering services.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Where were the, I just had it. Where were the three outfalls that were identified with elevated levels? Was that South River that Matt was talking about before?
Yes,
South
I
River
believe
outfalls?
it is. But I don't know for sure.
I think that was, because we spoke about that last
Yes.
summer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Are we okay? Bob, you have any comment?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll make a motion. Motion to award MS4 Fieldwork Assistance Contract Number 2026-63 to Tie and Bond, Inc. of Westwood, Mass. For a value of $13,500, and to authorize the chairman or designated member to execute the contract documents when they have been prepared. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? Diane?
No? No?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, there you go, Kim.
Thank you.
Superintendent's authorized to file, number 4.
So we have been doing this lead line service inventory program, and in your packet, I put in, this was the authorization that Sean had done, so he could sign on behalf of the DPW. And we've got to submit some more claims to get the rest of the money that the state is gonna give us for this. Not a lot. Do you remember how
No,
much?
it's like 12, I think it's 12,000 change.
Yeah.
It's not very much. It's the last payment, I think.
The last payment for this fund. But Sean's not here, so I want to have the ability to sign on behalf of the board.
Okay. I have no questions. It's just, you have to get that notarized by town clerk.
It needs to be notarized. Anne Marie is a notary.
Oh, that's
She
true.
does all my stuff.
Okay. Any questions, Bob?
Nope, no, do you want to make a motion to authorize the superintendent to sign for the Board of Public Works in regards to the lead line inventory program? Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Number 5, review letter to ZBA and planning regarding Grant Rock Pavilion project. That is, I believe...
5 in my
I put
book.
this on.
I did read this, it's well written.
Okay, did you read it, Bob? Mr. Fonzie?
I am in the process.
Okay. Well, we'll wait a minute.
No, it's okay, I'm
Oh,
good.
okay.
The question I have, I think we are waiting for answers to some of the questions. I think the superintendent can expand on that.
Yeah, we made comments to previous submissions, and the responses back, while they modified the plans, they didn't answer our questions, and our questions were specific to wastewater and stormwater. And so they resubmitted, and I think they put in to be submitted at a later date. So we haven't had a chance to review responses to the comments that we previously made. And one of those was quantity of wastewater and then where the stormwater is going to go.
So they haven't answered it, or you haven't?
have not answered.
They haven't answered yet?
No.
I know that they, excuse me.
Yeah, they-
I know that they, at their last meeting, they, I know that they, at their last meeting, 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 they, at I think Attorney Galvin said they needed to get stormwater review. So I think they hadn't done that, or they're going to do it, so. Yeah. So this was written last year, obviously, before they changed the plan again, based on some meetings that I had with Sean and Matt, Clint, and Bob Drake, who we met with, and Danny Warren first about the scribing, and then to talk about looking at the plant and the capacity and the lines and everything with a study, which we then had Bob Drake here, and we voted to authorize him to do that, look at the, I can't remember what's in the scope of that, but.
To look at all the expansion areas that we've been looking at, so that would be the Kent Park area, the first Blackmount, Kent Park, extending up to, up South River Street to Ferry Hill and Telegraph Hill, that area.
And then he was looking at the lines too for, what, infiltration, is that what it's called?
Yes, and then also looking at what upgrades would be needed to be made to the plant as we increase capacity.
Right. So anyways, before he came in and spoke to us about that, we kind of planned for it in those meetings. Ken was on vacation then. So Bob Galvin was also at those meetings, and we asked him to put because this project did come up at that meeting because it was right at that time. So we asked him to put the concerns in a letter, and that's why it was well written. I didn't write it. So.
Anyway, saying it was a team
I didn't want to
effort.
take credit for.
That's okay.
I didn't write.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, but they've changed the project since then, so, but a lot of these concerns are still relevant, or maybe all of them, I don't know. But I guess we'll know when we get the report from Bob Drake's firm, and then also their, requests, or their stormwater review, and then their capacity for what,
Their
their
responses.
flows for wastewater and also water, right?
Yes.
So, but we hadn't seen this, so that's why I put it on, so that you guys could see it
Yeah.
and know that this was done and would need to be, if we are gonna do another, like, letter of concern or anything like that, it would need to be edited,
Yeah.
changed, so.
Well, I wouldn't say a letter of concern, I said a
No.
letter against.
I'm sorry, say that?
I said, I'm not in favor of a letter of concern, a letter of against, it's too friggin' big.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not enough dinghy parking out there.
When you're parking for the canoes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just put a pause on this till we get the answers through Kennedy and see what happens at ZBA?
I mean, we can make a position that we are totally against this for, and do the bullets. List them.
Yeah, at a later date after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're right, John, we need to do some fact finding.
yeah. So why don't we?
That's the
Right,
question.
because we don't even know what they're asking for,
Right,
really.
Right. So why don't we put a pause on this till a later date, till we get more information?
That's fine, I just wanted to give it, I just wanted to have you guys have, because you didn't have it, so.
Yeah. So our position is, we have major concerns, and with the concerns we have at this point, we are definitely not in favor of this project. That's my position,
Yeah, it's your personal.
it's my personal position.
Yep. So we'll just wait till we get further information.
Yeah.
Fine with that?
Yeah.
You fine with that, Bob, too?
Yep.
Anything from the audience on that? Okay.
Okay, let's move on. What do we got going here? I'm gonna put my glasses on here. Contract 2026-61, Universal and Electronic Waste Recycling. I think that would be number
Number 6. You ready, Joe?
Yeah, oh no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
You're gonna.
I was waiting for
Yeah,
permission.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, go ahead.
So, this is Universal Electronic Waste Recycling Services that we have. We've had a number of contracts over the years. This is for the stuff that we do at the transfer station. So Universal Waste is lamps, mercury-containing devices and batteries, electronic waste, so the TVs, computers, and other electronic equipment. We use a state contract, the FAC 110, that allows municipalities to hire pre-approved vendors through the state contract system. So we've been using NLR, and they've been doing a decent job with us. Their contract is set to expire, so we would like to renew it for another year. And it's an estimated value of about $30,000, but obviously it would be based upon how much material they bring, or how much material people bring to us, that then we call them to come and take away.
And we charge for that
We charge,
recycling.
we charge
Take from the
for,
30,000.
yes, we charge for the TVs, computers, electronic equipment. We don't charge for lamps that people bring in.
Yeah, okay, so that 30,000 actually is.
Are we breaking even?
I don't know, I'd have to run some numbers on that.
What's the difference with the lamps and the other stuff?
It's tough to measure if somebody just brings in a fluorescent bulb.
Okay,
So we pay by like the feet of bulbs. So you put them all into containers and then they.
oh, right, I remember you explaining that
Yeah,
before,
so
yeah.
it's by feet of bulbs, and they're not that expensive to take away. But to Bob's point, you'd have to look at the whole program
Right.
to figure out,
Mm-hmm.
are we getting enough fees in one thing? I mean, we have been tasked across the town to review all of our revenues and make sure that our revenues are sufficient to cover our expenses, so we'll take a look at that.
I have a question. A lot of the lights you have, they look like light bulbs. They're actually fluorescent lights.
Mhm.
Do they, are they included in this? Or does that go in regular trash?
If they're LEDs, no, but if they are fluorescent, even the circle fluorescent ones, those we take. Those have to be disposed of properly.
But there's other ones that basically Mass Save gives you, if you have your house, and it basically, I'm not sure if it's a fluorescent light or not, but it looks like a light bulb.
I think those might be LEDs.
Is it LED? Okay.
You all set?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Diane, you want to make the motion, or do you have a? You
No,
have a
I'm
question?
fine. No,
You want to
no.
make the motion?
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah, we'll make the motion, but I have a comment. Okay.
Okay.
well, have your comment.
So the reason why I brought it up is under this L, this first page here, right here. It says here, recycling LED linear lamps, LED screw-in lamps. All right? So my comment is that I'm not sure if I don't have if I have an issue with it and don't have an understanding, the general public might have the same issue, that maybe we should have a website saying which light bulbs should not go into the trash.
That's a good suggestion, and I will make it happen.
So that, if there's a list here, it should be into this recycling program, no charge, because it's light bulbs.
Right.
But if it's a TV or something, we should do it. I mean, we don't need to be putting stuff in the waste stream if it should not be in there. Because it will end up, if we get an audit from an inspector, we'd get some kind of fine off it. And we need to be proactive on our website of what bulbs you can put in and what bulbs you can't. That's all my point is.
Good suggestion.
That is a good suggestion. I would like to see like occasional, just, little notices, like a little
FYI.
graphic or something put out on the Facebook page, like, did you know? With
Sure.
something like,
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Just for people to have the information that they'll remember, probably.
Yep.
Not relative to necessarily anything at that time, but just kind of a consistently, did you know thing?
Sure.
And that's one example. But also, it's just more frequent, it would just give more frequent communication. So, and another job for you guys to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, my issue is another job, it's part of our
I'm
job.
teasing them.
Because if there was an inspection, we would end up getting the fine. And if basically, but by due diligence and having it in the public sector, in the public social media, of actually saying it, then basically we're covering ourselves.
Correct. Good suggestion, Bob.
Right,
Thank
okay.
Are you all set? Diane?
All set,
Yeah.
all set,
All
yeah.
set.
You want to make that motion?
Oh, sure, okay. All right, so the motion is to award the Universal Electronic Waste Recycling Service Agreement, contract number 2026-61, to NLR of East Windsor, Connecticut, for an estimated value of $30,000, actual billing based on unit price basis from FAC 110 fee schedule, and to authorize the chairman or designated member to execute the contract documents when they've been prepared.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that a RRA and ERP update contract, number 7?
Yes, so this one.
Ken, go ahead.
This one is a risk resilience assessment and an emergency response plan for the water department. So we have to, every 5 years, evaluate the physical, chemical, financial, and cyber risks to our community water system. So the last time that this update was done was back in 2021. So we are at the 5-year mark right now. We reached out to Apex because Apex has done these for us in the past, so they have all the documentation, everything, and it's really just an update to their existing studies that they've done. Water funds will be used for water fund engineering services. As I said, they've done this in 2021, so they are ready to get this done, and we need to get it done post haste, because I think the first part of it is due at the end of June, and the second part is due at the end of December. So they gave us a quote for $30,200 to do both parts.
Sounds good. I have no questions. Diane, Bob?
No, all good.
Nope.
Okay. You want me to make the motion? Motion to award risk and reliance assessment emergency response plan, contract number 2026-64 to Apex Companies LLC of Quincy, Mass. for a value of $30,200 and to authorize the chairman or designated member to execute the contract documents when they have been prepared. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay. Discussion, meeting with Scott, we already done that. Okay, we're back to the audit.
So.
That's account, that's,
Yeah. Jump on that. So the audit, we have a kickoff meeting scheduled with the contractor on Wednesday of this week. So we're ready to rock and roll on that. With that being said, I know what they're gonna outline for us is a request for information from the town. So we'll compile that and we'll get it over to our financial team, and it's right before we're scurrying to get to this June town meeting. So I don't know how long it's gonna take them to get the information, but I'll let you guys know when I submit it to them.
okay. You good with
Okay.
that, Diane? You good with that, Bob?
Yep, good.
Okay. All right, we'll just,
I want to just make sure that
go right ahead.
the public knows the amount of work that you put in this, John. And this board member is appreciative.
Thank you very much.
Me too.
Thank you. Appreciate it, thank you. Number 3, on discussion, traffic lights at Plain to School Street.
Why do you laugh?
Because I go up to the Shell now and turn around, I'm not gonna wait,
I almost got,
like a suicide.
I almost got hit today, sitting there waiting for my left turn, watching somebody come out of the
Just one car,
street,
that's all I'm gonna
and
say.
Fortunately, they were just turning left, so they weren't up to full
Yeah,
speed
scary,
before they
though.
saw me sitting in the middle of the road. But anyway, so I reached out to Steve Gard, who was the representative for that group, and I asked him to specifically give me how much money they would need from the town to get to the point where we could put these lights in. And then I would bring it to the board, talk to the board, and we would see if we would want to devote our time and effort to getting some kind of a grant fund for that. He hasn't gotten back to me.
Yeah, that was a few weeks ago. It was
Yes.
before our last
And he
meeting.
still hasn't gotten back to me.
Okay.
Is that the weed company?
He's the representative for that, yes.
So they have an agreement when they open to contribute and have that project.
So they had a couple things that they agreed to, that they would do a design and get the permits and then put up some money. So they have done the design, they said that they're all ready to get the permits, but the last part of the permit is you have to say who the contractor is to get the permit awarded. So they're at that point, but then they came to us and said, but we don't have the money. They have some of their money, and they were seeking other money, but because prices have gone up so much in the time that they've been working on this, that they wanted the town to supplement more money. So,
They're just dragging their feet, that's
Would
all.
that amount of money have done it back then,
No.
whatever year that was?
no, it's unlikely. It was just
Because
a
it was
part of it.
250,000. That doesn't seem like it
No. it
would have been enough even, what was it, how many years ago, do you remember?
Ooh.
5 or 6, isn't it?
5, I was gonna say 5, but yeah,
Oh,
so
I think it's even further
it,
than that,
it
jeez.
feels like that wouldn't have been enough even then.
No, I think that they were supposed to contribute towards.
And then
so
the
they-
other,
And then the town or somebody would come up with the rest of it.
the developer that was gonna get the development
Mhm.
would be contributing, I would imagine. And then Quirk, I think, but they were supposed to be the person to arrange all of it.
Yes, they were the lead.
So is it just verbal right now?
Which, Bob?
The discussion with?
My request?
Yeah.
I emailed him.
Oh, you emailed them, okay.
Yes.
So there's a printed record somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
What, when he asked you if you guys could get a grant, was that in an email or just?
We had a meeting.
So it was a face-to-face meeting?
Yes.
So what can we do to move this forward?
I'm at a bit of a loss.
Well, he has a permit that's attached to the traffic light.
For the store, you mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have a question, just a brainstorm.
Go ahead.
And, well, more, not a discussion, but brainstorm. It's a state road. Could we go to the state and ask the state to help us out?
As far, help us out with what
Put
part of it?
lights in?
Well, I mean, we would be seeking money from the
Yeah.
state to put the lights in, yes.
In a form of a grant.
But I wanted them to come forward and commit that we have this much money, we need you to put up.
Right,
this
so
much
basically,
money.
we need to basically put them on notice that the town is very concerned of the delay of this intersection, that we are seeking to go to DOT, and we need to have firm numbers to go to DOT for additional funds to complete this and permission to do this project. Please provide us by a drop dead date.
Okay, I like it.
But the only thing, excuse me, the only thing with that is that, as you mentioned before, if you were to go to the state for a grant on that, would it preclude any other grants that we need, that we have more immediate need for?
Typically, the state's only gonna give you so much money. So currently, we're working with a consultant to look at all different traffic upgrades that we wanted to do around town and see which ones are most viable for getting grant funding. Because you can have a lot of projects, but the state can look at it and say, that's too hard or too far down the line, or this one, I think, is ideal. I mean, it's ready to go. We have the design, we're ready to build it. So I think as far as if we wanted to get something done quickly, which I think we all realize we want to get something done out here, that I think is a great candidate to do it.
Okay.
But again, I want them to tell me exactly
Yeah.
how much money they need from the town, whether it's even going out and getting more quotes to see exactly where we stand. So I know what potential capacity of getting grants we're losing by doing this one.
Right. So you,
Or
yeah, so
tying
you
up.
need answers from them before you even look at that.
Yes.
It's an accident waiting to happen. It's that dangerous.
I believe
You know,
so.
and, you know, it would be sad to say an accident does happen, and then all of a sudden, everybody's on board.
Right.
But they fly up over the hill, I mean,
Yeah,
that big ridge, people
They
say,
can't see.
you can't see it.
Would it be helpful to ask the safety officer to sign in on a request for information based on
Sure, I could get them.
the,
Sure. I mean, we've seen accidents there.
yeah,
One of
so,
our-
I
one of
mean,
our trucks was hit.
Trucks.
maybe that would get their
Yeah.
attention a little
Okay.
bit more
Yeah.
if there were two
Sure.
people
So, I mean,
that
that's-
requested together.
Yeah, that's the reason why
you
I'd
know?
like to, we could run it by Galvin to make sure it's legal, that's the letter. But basically, we're looking for a drop dead date of, you know, because we need to move on to this project. Otherwise, there'll be another year delay.
Yeah,
Right.
And I want this to happen when John's chair, not when I'm chair. Because John's been pushing for this.
that's true.
John needs to get that click.
Okay,
Okay, good.
that's what we need to do.
Okay.
All right, and where are we at? Town meeting articles.
So for town meeting articles, I mean, obviously the number one thing is what, Article 3A, which is the budgets. So we met today with the advisory board representatives who typically work with us, and we were going over everything. The challenge we have is that the information given to the town so far is not the information we provided back to the town. So when they came up with, in order to meet the budgets, the alternative budgets that we had, they told us we had to reduce our budget by a certain amount of money. So we asked, is that, and they outlined in each department how much you have to cut from salaries, how much you have to cut from expenses. And we said, look, we have a bunch of different departments within DPW. Can we just look at the bottom line and get to the bottom line however we can do it? They agreed that that was the right way to do it. They've never updated any of the information in the warrant to mirror what we presented to them with our budget cuts. So we have some confusion now that when we go to the June meeting, they're gonna look at it and somebody might question, hey, line item 1, it says you're gonna reduce this much. What is that reduction? And I'm gonna say, well, we didn't actually do that because we moved it over into another line item. So it's gonna be very confusing. We're trying to figure out how
So
to-
can you have like a handout and say, this is what we want?
I'm gonna try and talk to Bob Galvin and Peter and try and figure out what is the way to do this at the town meeting, because we're kind of running out of time to.
Yeah, because we
post
vote,
everything.
it's gonna be voted in as they say, not what we say.
Yeah,
So basically, we should have an alternative budget for what the reductions are, with the bottom line being the same of what we want, and have town vote that, not what they want.
yeah, and then the next complicating factor is the indirects on the enterprise funds. Because while we're not in agreement with it, we push back on them, they still have posted the original indirects that they calculated. And again, we had come up with a process where it was like, those are gonna be based on percentages of budget. But we don't know which budget we're gonna approve. So depending upon which budget get approved, even those indirects have to change. So I have no idea how that's gonna work yet.
Well,
Is that all?
They took 1.6 mil.
That's what they have, but
And then
they,
they didn't take the offsets. that we have agreements with the select
Yes.
board to be part of the.
But they told us that they were going to do the offsets, right?
Yes.
But that's not represented in the
It's not in
warrant
the,
yet.
it's not in the
So that's
warrant.
another question we have to get.
So.
And the indirect percentages don't, I'd have to look at it again, I guess, but the indirect percentages they're not figured differently for each budget?
They're not,
But-
and they should be.
Because each
There's
budget
only
is
one
a different
version.
bottom line number, but there's
Yes.
only one version of
Yes.
the indirect, so that makes no sense.
And there's a chance that at town meeting floor, the town could also say, we want to go somewhere in between the budgets that are presented and vote for a different budget.
Yeah, and
So
then
how
that
does-
changes again.
So that,
Yes.
how does that change?
Right, so it changes again.
So we need to know what their process is going to be so that that can be updated on the fly, so that after a budget is voted and approved, then the indirects will need to be recalculated and presented, so that those are what that the the town is voting on. So it's
Because
the
those-
And they're gonna have to do
correct
math during the
Yeah.
middle of the
Well, I think
meeting.
you
Oh,
need,
God.
I think you
We
need to
can
have
do
something in
present.
writing, and basically present or whatever, writing, say, this is the DPW budget, this is the DPW indirects and the offsets. And this is based on these calculations. And if anything changes on the percentage up or down, the numbers will change.
We had the numbers, didn't,
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
so, but, yeah, so we can have three versions of the indirects and offsets, indirects, based on those three different budgets, the no override, the 4 million, and the 7, or 5.6, depending on
It's now
what it
5
is.
point something, yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if we end up going somewhere, like Ken's saying, what if they decide the town votes for like a $4.2 million, then that will change, so those calculations will have to be done on the floor.
Yeah.
We can have ready the three versions for the three budgets that we see, or the two budgets plus a C budget that we see in the warrant. But I'll have to be ready to do some numbering if things change.
didn't they put the C budget without opening up the warrant? They put the C budget in without opening the warrant. So there's gonna be no C budget.
When,
What?
what happened?
They put the C budget in there, in the warrant, but they never opened the warrant to put the C budget in.
You mean the new C budget?
Yeah, it's not gonna be there. You watch.
Oh, because they didn't reopen the warrant.
Correct. They just can't say we're gonna
They
put.
just had that, they just got that new C budget to the advisory board last week. At I think their most recent meeting, right?
I believe so.
Yes, that I watched,
And-
but,
You can't add
yeah, so they
a
didn't
budget
reopen the
without
warrant.
opening it. So it'll be on the floor, and there won't be no C, there's no C budget. I don't even think there'd be an override. But, you know, the people I work with, they'll do it on the back of a paper napkin. There's no override. It's all bullshit.
Uh,
It is.
Oh, it's, the whole thing is just a
It is.
disaster.
It is. It is. They missed the payment, now they put it in for the South Shore Voc Tech, 1.2 mil. That was missed. But they found the money. They found it. And they, in the tax recap, it was 800,000 that they were taking. But now it's 2 million. That the 1.2 mil that was missed is now part of the tax recap. Yeah. You know that.
I can understand why the average
You do,
person is
you know it.
frustrated.
Yeah,
I
no,
know.
it's very
It's very
confusing.
frustrating. It's, it's a shell game. They're like this.
It's an out of control
It
financial.
is, absolutely, I agree with you, John.
You know.
There's not a lot of things I agree with you
I
about
know.
this, I agree
Listen,
with you on some of
listen,
the stuff.
This is the way they do it. They overestimate their expenses, and they underestimate the revenues. That's exactly what they do. And they'll tell you, we need that money. And then when the final bill comes in, that's how they get free cash. Like they'll tell you, you know, we need 9 million for the healthcare. And the revenues is 8 million, so we're a million short. But when it comes down to it, The real number for the healthcare is 8 million, and they have 8 million to pay it. That's how we develop the free cash. They've done that year in, year out. Overestimate your expenses, underestimate your revenues.
Yeah, and underfund the DPW.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
and
it's
that's the one that's really getting the whack
It's a
all the
shell
time.
game. It's a shell game.
So bottom line is, we need to be prepared.
Yeah.
This is the DPW budget.
Yes.
It is A, B, C, whatever it is, based on whatever the number is, but don't rely on them. This is it, and we can put it as an amendment to the town floor,
Yeah,
town meeting
I
floor.
agree.
This is the DPW budget.
Yeah, so we can request at the meeting so that we can discuss what the plan is to make sure that our version is what is going to be up on the screen so that people can vote on the correct budget. But to your point,
Absolutely.
we need to be ready. that
Otherwise, they're
that
gonna
does-
shove it down your throat.
What about the offsets? Will those be in that too? I'm sorry, excuse me.
Oh, go ahead, Diane.
Will you put the offsets on there too?
Yes,
I mean, people don't even know about
They're
it
almost 400,000.
because they're not including them.
Mhm.
It's the ratepayers paying for the town utilities and everything else.
well, the ratepayers are also the taxpayer, but the bottom line is, it's true accounting, true governmental fund accounting.
Correct.
And you need to be true to each people. I mean, it's coming out of one pocket versus the other, but it's not proper government fund accounting, and that's the issue. I mean, the ratepayer and the taxpayer is the same person, but, you know, it's different buckets, and you have to account it for correctness. Otherwise, you get yourself in trouble.
Otherwise, you end up like this.
Yeah,
Well, let's be prepared. 'Cause you're dealing with some really
So you guys are gonna put this together and,
crafty
e-
people.
so who are you meeting with to discuss what's gonna go up on the screen?
I'm
When?
trying to get a meeting with Peter and Bob.
Can you let us know when that's gonna happen, like in an email or a phone call or something?
Yes.
Who's Bob? Bob with the
Bob
advisory?
Galvin.
Oh, okay, fine.
What
No
did you,
such thing procedurally.
Yeah.
what did the representatives from advisory have to say today about that?
They were surprised that the information that we presented was never updated, and they agree that we need to get it clarified.
Because they did talk about that at their meeting that I
Mhm.
watched. So they knew, but they didn't know why or how it
Yeah.
happened, right? Okay.
And when I explained how confusing it would be to try and explain that in front of town meeting, they
Right.
understood that.
Yes, okay, good,
Well, okay.
good. Well, their next meeting will be interesting. 'Cause I
Well,
think that
well,
also did that also happen with the fire department, maybe? I'm not sure. No, I don't know if I'm remembering right. Did you see the meeting?
No, I
No,
didn't see
okay.
their meeting.
Well, I'll watch the
I have
next
a
one and
catalog
see.
of meetings to catch up
Oh,
on.
I'm sure.
Keep when I
so if you don't, you know,
have
bottom line is what you just said, if we don't stand up for ourselves, we're gonna have to live with bullshit next year.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I know, I agree. They've done it every year. Okay, well,
Well, John, the bottom line is we're getting closer on the indirect.
yeah, yeah.
Than ever we've ever had.
I know that, yeah, yeah.
Wherever, so basically, you know, just make the final push and get it to town meeting.
Yep.
And get the right numbers there.
The audit's gonna show a lot, too. Okay, you wanna move on? You're all set?
I'm all set.
Okay. We have a vote to accept minutes of 04/13/26. I read them, I'm all set with them.
I'm good.
Yep, all set.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from 4/13/26, the open meeting minutes.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Superintendent's report.
So we had gone out and done all the painting in the Esplanade before the storm brought all sand back into the Esplanade, but it looked
Looks
good
good.
there for
Does look
a
good.
minute. But they did a nice job doing that. We're over 117 tons of asphalt for patching and still going strong. Doesn't
Wow.
seem to be ending anytime soon. And then I'm going on vacation. Friday the 12th through Monday the 15th, which is town meeting day. I will be back, but that's college graduation and move out, so I will be out that weekend.
And then you have town meeting after moving all your kids' stuff.
Yes.
Then you'll go home and pass out for
Get
3
me excited
days.
for it, yeah.
Seemed like yesterday you just started.
Yeah, it does seem like it. It is crazy.
All right, you all done with the superintendent?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting of Monday, June 1st, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Excuse me,
You
second?
won't want me to do the
All
meeting.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Your
Thank you.
voice held up until the last second.